We are here. We are in a stock market crash.
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency.
However, there's also some stocks that are currently immune against the current crash, and we are talking about 7 of those stocks today. So without further ado, let's roll. So you might have heard of Peloton. Peloton just made news a couple of months ago when they made this advertising sending a bike for the wife on Christmas. However, this went viral, and this is how some of people have heard the very first time about this company, because this company is making gym equipment basically connected, so you can see and participate in online classes. And of course, this kind of products are very, very in demand during those times where every gym is being closed and people are having social distancing. However, let's have a look into the stock. So about 1st of December, we had a recent high with $36 per share, and we went down about 37.5%, so quite a bit. However, I can see that this stock, if we're just looking into the last week or the last month's chart, you see not that much rebounded yet. It's still about 18% in the minus, but I think that this stock has the potential to be a little bit staring against the storm that is currently on the stock market. However, we are going into some companies right now that are much stronger even, and therefore let's not further wait for that. So Amazon is the biggest company in the e-commerce space. Now, if we are looking into the chart of the last 3 months, we see also this stock had the recent high about mid of Feb, and since then we lost about only 13%. You remember, maybe if you watch my previous vlogs, then you saw that stocks are making 30 to 50% losses, or even more or a little bit less depending on the industry. Of course, like cruise liners, airlines, hotel business, and so on. These companies are getting crushed, while these companies are getting crushed, but not that much. So if this company is going just 15% down, this is a buy, because in the end of the day, think about that Amazon will be the 3,000 stock in a couple of years. And then if you're seeing and have some bought on the way down, this is a great opportunity. And I think that, Amazon just also signals also a couple of things that showed how much demand they are. They wanted to get 100,000 workers going on to work with Amazon. They wanted to increase their salaries of existing workers to make sure that there's no shortage of manpower, and therefore I think Amazon will just absolutely crash the Q1, and therefore let's dive into the next stock. Our next stock is actually the best performing stock of the decade. And who is it? Obviously Netflix. We talked about the stock many times, and I think this is now the strengths that the stock is showing. Many people were very negative about Netflix for many years. Too expensive, not much of a great product, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, they revolutionized how we watch TV, and I think millennials watching this rather than a traditional TV. For my personal opinion, I don't watch regular TV except financial news like CNBC. But if we are looking into the chart, also here mid of February until now, just 14%. And if you consider how expensive Netflix really is with a PE of 80, then this is a great resistance. You see the resistance of companies that just were so much growth, and people thought like how these companies can even survive, and now we're seeing one pandemic, and these are the winners of this whole. So you have here a very strong product. They even have so much demand now on their product that they have to reduce the quality of the streaming, and this just shows that I think they will have a lot of new subscriptions, though they don't really gain much of it, that people are watching more, except they have more costs for servers and streaming and so on. So I hope for them that they can more and more have more subscription, because it's just an absolutely great company. And if this goes further down, I'm totally buying Netflix. So let's talk about some communication. Now, as we are all home and we should stay home and work from home, we need to communicate with some people, clients, colleagues, and so on and so forth. So this can happen via video technology, and this is a company that I want to show you now. It's called Zoom. Zoom Video Communication Inc. is just one of the super flyers now in this crisis, because if we're looking into March, let's say mid of Feb, then the stock actually went up 24%. And now we're coming to the very interesting parts of this video, where you see there's maybe 20 or 30 companies that are really resistant against this crash, but I selected out of this 20 or 30 the best 7 that I believe are really, really great, not only short term, middle term, but also long term for your portfolio. And therefore I believe from all this, Zoom is a nice selection, because I think in the future we will also considering, hey, should I make this 300-mile drive to my client, or can I just Zoom call him, right? So we will definitely change how we make business, and this is positive for such a companies like Zoom and companies like Teladoc obviously as well. However, I selected a very, very interesting 7 top picks, and if you like it so far, give me a like for the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe if you are new, because 70 or more % are still not subscribed. So let's really look now into the next stock. Let's go quickly to retailers and e-commerce. Let's go even further to the classic retailers, because this is our next stock, Walmart. Walmart just, if we're looking into next, like middle of Feb, until now, the stock just lost 4.7%. And even before that, just on the 17th of March, they registered an all new time high when the stock was around 122. Because now, what is happening? Walmart is not used anymore for the funny vlogs, but also for real shopping and some serious shopping, because people are thinking that toilet paper will not being produced anymore, and therefore it's important to get like tons out of it. Don't do it. Toilet paper will be enough for everybody, but obviously Walmart, with a PE of 21 now and the market cap of $323 billion, is now a hot stock, because people just want to have enough they want to feel also to be in power, and what they should do without not at least buying what they can, and therefore people want to be strong by showing how much they can protect their families by having enough nutritions and things to consume. However, that's why Walmart is so up, and Walmart is currently, as of now, very, very immune to this crisis. Let's dive to the last 2 stocks right now. The next one is a little bit of a speculation. I don't like health stocks at all. I really had a bad experience with those stocks, because they are always fall and rise with just one medicament having the approval or not, and so on and so forth. However, there is a company called Gilead Science, and they having a medicament that actually called remdesivir, and this is proven to have some effect against the current health crisis. And obviously this shot up the stock since mid of Feb till now about 8%. It was time-wise 20% plus, but now went back to 8-9% because Friday we had a really bad day. However, shall see what happened with this medication. If it's really working, there's some ongoing tests. We should know by beginning of April how this really works out, and if this works out, then the PE ratio and the market cap is quite interesting. And I'm telling you why this health stock, because if you're thinking maybe the next vaccine is interesting, it's actually, I read some reports and read a lot of data for you, so you don't have to do it. So maybe you give me a like if you haven't so far. And I have seen that vaccines are actually not a big money maker. It's medication that it's the real money maker here. And therefore, you know, if you are looking for a health stock, maybe in this situation, go for Gilead Science. Another stock, and the final stock for today, is Electronic Arts. You know this, EA games, very popular for their FIFA or other games that are out there. And if you're looking into the stock, you might think, hey Danny, why you are choosing this stock? But the stock went down about 20%, not better than maybe some of the other stocks. But I believe that there's huge potential in e-gaming right now. The people are staying at home, they are playing this games, and they are going for subscriptions, they are making some tournaments, and they making a lot of money for this kind of companies. And therefore I believe EA Games is a really interesting part. The PE ratio is quite low with 9. The market cap, it's a still smaller company with $25 billion, but you see, from the all-time high now 111 till now currently at 87, it's a potential when it goes back up of more than 20%. So if you are making a short to medium trend, I think we will see the real effect on this kind of stocks by the first quarter or latest the second quarter. So stay tuned.